Jema, it is said, there is a letter of Sri Aurobindo, when he was asked the secret of sadhana. I may say it is the secret of life, living life. But the secret of this yoga is, he said there are two secrets. First is to remain psychically open to the mother. Then he did not elaborate the second one. So the alert disciple asked, and what is the second one? He said, aspiration for the divine life. Because we may be open to the mother, but not wanting change or anything. We may be too satisfied with just that relation. Like in Bhakti, we have that relation. But aspiration for the divine life brings that change. Because the divine mother, you may go to the highest guru of gurus. Swami may come, be with you, live with you. But you will get only to the limit of your aspiration. That's for sure. If your aspiration is so small, you will get that. And because you will keep losing, because your jholi is small, or there is an opening below, you will keep receiving, asking that, and you will keep receiving that. See, that's why Shri Krishna was there during all the time. But who received from him? Arjun. Nobody else. Because they were all too self-satisfied with their own littleness. Some with their niti, some with their dharma, some with their shastras, some with their prowess, some with their ambition. But Arjun was a seeker. So Arjun received what he received. So we must understand this is a two-way transaction. It's not enough to just turn to the mother and say that, well, I believe in mother, I have faith. Because these are words we use very loosely. Surrender. I have surrendered everything to the mother, and next moment we are worried. Worried even about the meal that we are going to get. So we should not use these words very loosely, because when we do it, we lose. They have a power, they have a sanctity. They are life transforming. Just this word surrender can change life. Sincerity, it should be used after a long time. Recently, I think we spoke a little about sincerity. Because it's such a word, very powerful. Even to bring it on your tongue, you have to think twice. Can we speak about it? People easily see, oh, look at this person, look at that person. Worst is when they say that I am sincere. That is the greatest insincerity. So, what is meant by really psychic attitude? To remain psychically open. So, let's see what are the ways we can remain open. One is, we all know, the physical opening. Physical opening is a mechanical, ritualistic contact with whatever represents to us the divine presence. For instance, we used to say, Matha Tekai. You go to a temple and you just do like this. Or you do like this. People passing by, Ganpati Bappa Moria. This is mechanical contact, physical. You may do it 10,000 times, maybe something will happen, because at some point God will say, who is this idiot? Every day he is passing by my side. And maybe he'll probably, if it is Ganpati with his sund, he may give a nice little slap. Idiot, you think I am a fool, I don't see your heart. Mother speaks about that inner nearness is more important. You may live physically near me. Yesterday we were reading about it. You may be physically near me, but you will get nothing. You will have because there is no contact. Yet there is that kind of physical opening. Physical contact. Physical contact is typically religious, ritualistic, not the true religious. True religious is bhava pradhan. But bahya puja, ritualistic religion, that has its place. It has its place even in the highest, but that will come to later. But just a ritualistic thing. Even meditation ritualistically, everything is ritualistic. Obviously, that is not of much use in terms of yoga. It gives us a satisfaction. I have lived in Pondicherry. It's okay. One can be satisfied with that. Second is vital. Vital opening, vital bhakti is where there is demand. It is based in desire. So the relation with the Divine Mother is based on fulfillment of desires. And as long as the desires are fulfilled, one is happy. When it is not fulfilled, initially one grants a little, as they say, grace marks to the divine. maybe sometimes. Then when it is not for Bhagavan, I keep saying there are two ways he comes. One is he comes as a giver of boons. Second, he comes as a harne wala, dene wala, and then he start taking away. Then there is a problem. Every desire is fulfilled, good divine. When he starts taking away, after all, everywhere divine says, in all the spiritual literature in the world, that you have to ultimately get rid of desire. But still, it is allowed. Opening to the mother vitally through the knot of desire. And there the bhakti takes the form of, opening takes the form of, exactly like in human relationship, with raga, abhiman, which we see, viraha. We see that in certain traditional forms of bhakti. So, even longing to be very near, at some point, all this desire can go to any extent. It can even take the form of wanting mukti, which is okay, it's very highest, but Sri Aurobindo says the last illusion. But still, that is still, we can say, permissible. But ultimately, it will keep us tied to the lower nature, which we want to get rid of or transform or whatever it is. Divine will give what we desire if he has not taken us seriously. But if he takes us seriously, he will, time to time, take away what we desire. It's not that he will not take care of us, never. Heaven's wiser love rejects the mortal's prayer, but at the same time, calm eyes divine regard the human scene. There is a guardian power, there are hands that save. So, Arth and Artharthi Bhakti, as it is said in the Gita, as well as mechanical ritualistic Bhakti, opening, that is the lower kind of Bhakti. It is called as Sahetuki Bhakti, and it doesn't bear spiritual fruits. It may bear material fruits. Then there is a higher form of relationship which is with the mind. Mental Bhakti. Mental Bhakti is of two kinds. One is the inferior kind, where I doubt and I want evidence. Now, vital wants desires. It doesn't want evidence. Its only thing is, I fulfill me. If you don't fulfill, you are no good to me. And if you do exactly opposite to what I wanted in life, then you are cruel. Mental Bhakti wants proof. So it's all the time trying to either justify the divine. Divine needs nobody's justification. Sri Krishna says openly, I have arisen to slay these people. Now imagine. People try to justify, no, that is symbolic Krishna, this, that. Only the divine can say like that. Because he knows what he is doing. He doesn't need to justify himself to anyone. So there is this element where mind wants proof. So one is where it tries to justify, which is still okay. But still lower than that is where we want to see, this happened, bad thing happened to a good person. Why it happened? Why it happened is still okay. But based on that, to derive a conclusion that the divine doesn't exist. And what is worse is, when such a person comes and says, when do they start thinking? When it happens in their life. So I tell them, all the while bad things are happening, so many things. All over the world, what we call as bad thing. I am not even going into, that's a different subject, whether it's really bad or not from different perspective. But when others were in pain, you never thought, you were very happy that divine is very kind to me. Because he gave me things. What is selfish kind of like people asking when accident happens and you survive, God has been very kind. And at the same time, you are standing by the side of somebody who is lost. Is God unkind to him? But what does Sri Aurobindo say? Grace, providence is not only that which saves me when everybody capsizes in a boat. Providence is also that which takes away my last straw of hope and saves everybody else. So mental bhakti is limited by the capacity of the mind to analyze. It moves in the sphere of doubt. And therefore, it never really is able to arrive at any result. Because everything that we strive, we undo within us. Contradictory wills. Kabhi haan, kabhi na. So you're paralyzed by doubt. So beyond all this, deeper than this is psychic bhakti. Psychic opening. What is psychic opening? To give and give and give oneself to the divine, asking nothing else except the divine, for the sake of the divine. For the psychic bhakta, his only thing that he wants is nearness to the divine. Anything that draws a veil, even his dearest thing, becomes a pain. Somebody very dear with whom he has to engage, and you start feeling uncomfortable because that joy, your breathing, it's like you're getting stifled. And people discuss all kinds of things, which again, creates an atmosphere. So you want to be away from that. Why? Because you just want nearness with the divine. You don't want anything else. So people at that point practice equanimity, retreat. So that's why equanimity, nishkam, karma, all this is important. Getting rid of the ego so that the true psychic bhakti can emerge. Psychic bhakti, psychic opening to the mother is wanting the mother for the sake of the mother, just because you are in love with her. You want nothing else but nearness to the mother. Being far from her is like no oxygen. You are on ventilator. Of course, as you develop this, the closeness is felt. Because obviously the relation develops like that. It gives and gives itself, asks nothing in return. How to develop this bhakti? Step one, to start living within. We cannot develop any kind of psychic attitude, psychic bhav, if we are constantly living on the surface, running at every knock, every call, every phone call, every knock on the sensory sensations all around. Oh, this is very nice, let's go and have a food there. But there we must remember one thing. There are people who don't do these things. But they are still, their consciousness usi mein rami hai. They forcibly try to stop these things. They'll not go to cinema, they'll not eat food outside. But they look very depressed. Because mind is the sixth sense. Ras grahan wahi karta hai. They are still attached to it. They are trying the sannyasi way. That's not bhakti. Neeras hoke bhakti nahi hoti hai. Psychic is something which invariably brings joy. It doesn't, as Shri Krishna says, that glad heart. Bhakti is never done with a despondent heart. So if we make ourselves neeras by forcibly suppressing, that's why Mother says renunciation has no place in this yoga. Why? Because renunciation means you value something which you are trying to stop. But when you don't value something, then you will be comfortable. You don't have to do something to leave something. You value the divine. That's it. Move toward the divine. You one day have a very nice place to sleep and live, wonderful. One day you have difficult situation, wonderful. You may be one day in a very good home, comfortable surroundings. One day you may be sleeping on the platform or on the even roadside. That should be the state. That what matters for a person with a psychic attitude is that he'll not try anything artificially doing this or that. For him, closeness with the divine, and he knows in whatever situation I may be in, I can always remember nobody can come between me and the Divine Mother. So that's how one lives. So his psychic attitude means whatever may be happening. As Amrita, when his heart was failing and he had all this trouble, even on the day he has left the body, 2 hours before, he is sitting near the Samadhi, done all his work, everything. And just 2 hours before, somebody asked him, Amrita, you're not looking so well. You must be having probably even a heart, maybe some kind of angina may have started. So he smiled and said, no, my sweetheart is giving me some trouble. Pavitrada, with all the bone pains, cancer, still, every day, ma. They are the ones who have shown the way of what psychic bhakti is. And for that, it's important. Step one, as I said, is live within, not for these surface things. Means thereby we are not shutting the eyes or like a sannyasi. We are in life. It's like being in the world but not of the world. You're doing everything. You're sharing a joke also. But you're not living for those things. You're not super excited. Oh wow. Nor you're depressed if something which you wanted has been taken away from you. They're part of the first step is to live within. As Shivinda says, be not shaken by outer circumstances. Step back from the whirl of forces. Don't be dragged into it again and again. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't jump to reactions. All this otherwise will be very difficult to find the psychic. So live within. In that Nishkam Karma and equality helps a lot. Constant remembrance of the divine is a beautiful help. Obviously it's difficult. So as often as one can. So practically it means before starting a work, after ending the work, and in between as often as you can. So if you make that a way of life, waking up, sleeping, eating, everything, as the mother said, that's what should be hovering all the time. Make it a habit of offering to the divine. When the work is over, offering to the divine. You can do it inwardly, outwardly, whatever way we want to do it. And in between, whenever possible, to remember, to step back, have the contact. This is the second thing required. A state where the divine become more and more important to us. And outer situations, they will stop affecting us. Third thing, be in the company of those who are full of faith, full of love for the divine. And as a corollary, stay away from the company of those who are hostile to the divine. So one may say this is becoming narrow. In the beginning, yes, it is. It's like when you have a small little plant, you have to protect it from breeze, from everything. When it becomes big, it doesn't matter. So there comes a time when nothing matters, any kind of company, because your presence is going to change the others. But in the beginning and for a long time, it's important to observe this simple rule. Be in the company of those who are uplifting, who are full of love for the divine, full of faith. Stay away from those, even family members. Jaake priya na ram vaidehi, so chhadiye taji koti byari samaj, jadapi param se nahi. So stay away from that. Their relatives and all this mixture is one of the things which, at least in the Indian setting, one should be very careful of. Read, be in the company of the books which are like milk to the psychic, because we give milk to the mind every day. All kinds of formula milk. All the knowledge, information flowing all around. We give milk to the heart also, surface heart. Oh, I am so happy meeting you. Oh, I am so happy meeting you. Mere Atmiya Priya, etc. We give milk to the vital also. And of course, we give food to the body also. But do we give food to the psychic? We don't. That's why every day Swadhyaya, Satsang, in some way or the other, is so important, because it feeds the psychic grows. And when it grows, it begins to assert. Automatically, it will tell the mind, look here, you are a fool, you are full of doubts, stay quiet. Your psychic now, it has become the king. Now the king has come. When it is a little prince, then mind rules over it. And poor psychic doesn't know how to reply to the mind which is raising doubts. But as it grows by the food that we give to the psychic nourishment, then a time comes, it begins, the role is reversed. It says, look here, don't make a fool of, I know the divine exists, because I know it, I see it, I feel it. And all the contrary evidence in the world can do nothing. Because now the psychic has grown. To all the surface emotions, vital turbulences, it will say all this will come and go. But divine is there forever. They will come, these things will come. But divine abides, permanently he endures. So automatically he'll turn other parts also to that which is permanent, that which is eternal, that which is true. And then when you do the outer physical, so-called mechanical ritualistic bhakti, it changes its flavor and color altogether. With this psychic attitude, when we bow, then we can give ourselves completely to the divine in that gesture of bowing. And it's not about how long we have bowed. That one moment one may give oneself completely. So one may still do all that one has done outwardly, but now with a psychic bhav and psychic attitude, because the body also wants to participate in the movement of yoga. So this about the psychic attitude, or to open to the mother psychically. Thank you. Jai Ma.